Well, how y'all are this afternoon? This your buddy George Jones over at the Albergan Gun Range with my next installment on Let's Do a Little Handgun Comparison. And the guns we're going to compare today are this thing, the Bersa Thunder 22. The Bersa Thunder 22. This is a very acceptable gun to me. I've had this gun now for almost 2 years. It's still very finicky. It'll only work right with ultra high velocity 22 ammunition, Stinger, the CI Ultra, Punch, the ultrasonic Aguila, and so forth. It doesn't work well. It works pretty good with CCI mini mags. I generally carry either Stingers or CI Super in it. And it works very well and is very accurate. So we're going to have a little comparison. Over about a year ago, or a little over a year ago, I posted a video of the Bersa Thunder 380. The Bersa Thunder 380 at the time was a brand new gun from a dealer who had brought it up to the range for me to review. It wasn't my gun. This one is my gun. I've acquired one of these guys and will probably go to carrying it in certain situations, in the future. I carry the 22 around mostly in the field because, well, there's things to shoot at with a 22 pistol out on a farm. I'll probably carry this guy when I go to urban environments, Louisville, Lexington. Louisville's become the carjacking capital of the world. I mean, they just come right over to you and bust your window out and drag you out by the hair of the head through the car window. And KRS 503050 specifically names carjacking as one of the situations where you can use deadly physical force. So, like that. So 380 might be a little bit better. That larger muzzle presented might be a little bit more effective than the smaller muzzle being presented. Let's talk about these muzzles for a minute. There they are, the 380 and the 22. And in comparison, the 380 and the 22 are both, let's see if I can get a hold of these things right here for the presentation, are practically the same width. The grip assembly on both guns is the same. The width and the height of the grip assembly, it has the same grips on it. The controls are all in the same places. The hammer is the same style. The beaver tail is the same style. They're virtually the same, with the exception that the 380 weighs just a little bit more and weighs just a little bit more loaded. Overall, they're so much alike, it's hard to find something to talk about in terms of comparison. But we're going to find something. So we're going to try for an accuracy test and see how accurate they are compared to each other. Now, I didn't bring the box with me, and this is a brand new gun. The 380 version is a brand new gun. I've never shot it before, never fired it before. I took it out of the box this morning. I left the box at the house because unboxings just seem a little strange to me. I don't want to know what the box looks like, or the packaging looks like, or the foam peanuts, or the plastic bag that the manual came in. I want to know what the gun looks like. Okay? So, with that in mind, let's have a little accuracy comparison between the two guns. Okay, so I've got up just a little tic-tac target down there on a sheet of white at 15 yards, and I'm going to try the 22 on the top one, the 380 on the bottom one for about the 22 holes 10, so I'm going to shoot 20 at it. The 380 holes 8, so we'll shoot 16 at the bottom target and see what the accuracy comparison is, see what they're like. All right, with all that having been said and bantered about, let's get to shooting the cotton picking gun. I believe the purpose of gun content is to show guns being used. All right, and that's what we'll do. All right, 22 Thunderer first one's on double action. All right, drop that guy. Boy, I like that magazine to drop clean, and it does in this model. All right, let's put our next 10 through there. All right. Good. We like that. Complete with a little dab of pocket lint and trash. Alrighty. Let's see. The new Bersa did not come with an extra magazine. As a matter of fact, the Bersa 22 didn't come with an extra magazine. So I acquired an extra magazine. And the extra magazine I acquired was a Megar. Now, looking at these two magazines, the Megar and the Bersa factory, they're practically identical. As a matter of fact, I'd go as far as to say that, oh yeah, the Bersa says, no, the Armscar says, the Bersa does not say made in Italy on it, so I don't know. But we're going to try the two magazines out and see how they work right here in just a minute. So the first one we're going to run through is the Megar replacement magazine with 100 grain Remington flat point, and see how that does. On the bottom target. Brand new gun. I've never fired this thing before. Apparently there's not a whole lot of break-in issue, because it seems to be working rather well. I'm not shooting it very good, and it drops. That's great. It's important for it to drop clean, because in a shootout, if that magazine's empty, you don't want to have to go through having to pull it out and then find the magazine to put back in it. You want it to drop out when you hit the button so you can stick the next one in it. All right. I had cataract surgery a couple of years ago, and ever since then my right eye gives me the false image of someone walking up beside me. You know, it's kind of like something, a little shadow comes up there once in a while. All right, let's go down and take a look and see what they did. See how they fire-rotated and shotified. Shoot-rotated. See what our tactical accuracy, or tactic accuracy, Let's just go see how it shoots. Man, it's about 95 degrees outside. It rained all night last night. It's so muggy right now. So here's 22 long rifle, okay? And down here's 16. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you know, and some of them are off the paper. Now, 15 yards is a Bersa Thunder, a 15-yard gun. I do not give it points for being a 15-yard gun. You know, I do not give it points and never did give a Bersa Thunder points for being a 15-yard accuracy gun. However, if you looked at that pattern of bullets, holes, on a chest center on a B-21 target, at 15 yards, you could hit an assailant somewhere where it would count all 16 times. Going to Camp Perry with it? No. No, we're not going to Camp Perry with this gun. Brand new gun right out of the box. Works perfectly. Feeds and fires perfectly. That doesn't mean that if you buy one of these things, you can load it up, put one in the chamber, and start packing it. That just means that this example worked right the first time right out of the box. Pretty good setup. 3-dot sights. You know, 3-dot sights. In the daytime, you're in pretty good shape. At night, you might get lost in there and wind up, you know, way off the target point because you didn't line your dots up right. But it's not a target gun. But it is a gun. It does work, you know. So, okay. They both work and they both shoot right. It's a pretty good comparison overall. The Bersa Thunder 380 two-tone. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a good gun. Now, what's the price point? Well, the price point should be a little over 2 fingers and a little less than 3 fingers. That's where you should be. You know, on the finger scale of price point, it should be a little over 2 fingers and a little under 3 fingers. It might even be 2 3/4 fingers. But it is economical and it is well made. The company that manufactures these, Bersa SA, in Ramos, Argentina, is a dedicated company. I think they make a 9mm pistol that's different than this design, and then everything else they make is of this design. So it's like saying they've got one thing they do and they do it right. The Bersa Thunder is found in, I believe they make this in 32 ACP as well. I have seen it in 32 ACP, but I don't know the age of the gun and don't know if 32 ACP or 7.65 is in their current catalog. Well, all right then, that's about the size of it for this one. Like it, tate, share if I, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me a $1 in the Patreon bucket if you want to, and if you don't, well, tell your friends to subscribe, you know, and that'll boost me up. Maybe I'll get a little bit more off AdSense revenue. I'm not killing it on YouTube, and I didn't start out to kill it on YouTube. I started out to do what you see right here. But, you know, over time, they forced me to monetize. I didn't have any choice, you know, and they forced me to be in their ad revenue stream. So now I use the money to try and build the channel, and it's not a whole lot of money, you know. And then Patreon You know, if you're a good guy and you take a notion you want to support this type of content and support my small channel on YouTube, you can leave me an old $1 in the Patreon bucket if you want to, or $100. I don't care. You know. All right then. Like, take, share, commentate, and subscribe. Hit that old bell button if you want to. That helps me out a little bit. Hang in there. Better times is coming. You know, I remember I lived through Jimmy Carter. You know, I lived through the Gerald Ford administration. God bless everyone. God bless America. Be kind to everyone you meet, but have a plan. We'll see y'all when we see you. Bye now. There he is. Hey, Bucky. What's doing, buddy? It's, about 8 o'clock in the evening on a Sunday. I've been up here mowing and shooting guns. There sits about a 6-pointer right there. Still got his velvet on. I think it's the 16th of July. Still got his velvet on over there. He could no more give a shit about me than nothing. It's a good transitional field. It always has been. That tree line over there is a abandoned Civil War period railroad grade. There's railroad tracks on the other side of the property. Beyond that tree line is a soybean field. And then water is just off the property over here the other way. So they're just like the doves. During dove season, they fly over here constantly, you know, in transition between feeding and watering. Deer the same way. All right, I guess that's enough for Facebook anyway.